A tribute to Michael Sheen, from Wales to Hollywood. Starting and thriving on stage. Michael Sheen was born in Newport, Wales in 1969 and grew up in Baglan, Port Talbot. An early moment that shaped his future was turning down the opportunity to pursue professional football. At 12, Sheen was offered a spot in the Arsenal youth team, but his family wouldn't relocate from Wales to London. Sheen would later be grateful for this decision, and instead, at 16, he joined the National Youth Theatre of Wales. He credited his influence on acting to his parents' involvement in amateur theatre productions. A BBC article attributes his later training at the internationally renowned Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts for setting him on a path to stardom. Sheen's first big role was while he was at the Academy. He starred alongside Vanessa Redgrave at the Globe Theatre production of When She Danced. Sheen received positive reviews for his performance and subsequently landed more and more roles in the theatre. When She Danced in 1991 was in London, but he was up the M5 the following year for a part in Romeo and Juliet at the Royal Exchange in Manchester. There were more positive reviews for his performance and another trip back down the M5 to London the following year so he could star in Alfred de Musset's Don't Fool with Love. A string of theatre roles followed these early performances in the 1990s, but one of his most prominent parts came from the lead role as Mozart in Sir Peter Hall's production of Amadeus at the Old Vic Theatre in 1999. Sheen would later reprise his role on Broadway. By this time, though, Sheen had already made headway in television and film and would continue to grow his resume in both. Taking over the screen. Sheen's debut on screen was in the 1993 BBC miniseries Mystery Gallowglass.
Flush them down the bog. Go on.
His first performance on the big screen was in Oliver Parker's Shakespeare production of Othello. He played the role of Levitico, alongside acting legends Kenneth Branagh and Lawrence Fishburne. Sheen had a few minor roles in television and film during the mid and late 1990s, but he started to devote more time to being behind the camera in the 2000s. Parts in Four Feathers, Underworld, Timeline, and Kingdom of Heaven started to establish his presence in Hollywood. A breakthrough for the actor was his role as the British politician Tony Blair in the Channel 4 film The Deal in 2003. Director Stephen Frears attributed Sheen's brilliant performance in the 1996 movie Mary Riley as the reason he chose him for the role of Blair. Sheen's presence in the industry continued to grow in the following years. His reprisal of Tony Blair in the 2006 Academy Award-winning film The Queen,
all because she's struggling to lead the world in mourning for someone who threw everything she offered back in her face,
was another big step in his career. While Sheen wasn't nominated for an Oscar, he was nominated for the BAFTA for Best Actor in Supporting Role. It was the third BAFTA he was nominated for in 3 years. He was up for Best Actor in the same year as The Queen for his performance in BBC 4's Kenneth Williams' Fantabulosa. He was nominated in 2005 for Best Actor for his performance in Dirty Filthy Love. Leading roles and more recognition. Sheen often took time to return to theater as he started gaining momentum in the film and television world. In 2006, he joined the cast of the Peter Morgan pen play Frost Nixon at the Donmar Warehouse in London.
in retirement. And the deafening click you'll hear, Bob, is the sound of 40 million Americans switching off their television.
The production was nominated for Best Play, Best Direction of a Play, and won Best Performance by a Leading Actor in a Play for Frank Langella at the 2007 Tony Awards. Both Langella and Sheen reprised their roles of ex-President Richard Nixon and English broadcaster David Frost in the film adaptation. The movie was directed by Ron Howard and went on to be nominated for 5 Oscars. One under-the-radar but brilliant leading roles in Sheen's long resume of acting performances was his turn as Brian Clough in The Damned United.
For missing the target from there, you want bloody shooting! Now get in there!
Sheen played the legendary, controversial British manager during his 44-day stint in charge of the famous English football club, Leeds United. The movie was directed by Tom Hooper and written by Peter Morgan. Roger Ebert praised Sheen and The Damned United, giving it 3.5 out of 4 stars, and claimed that not having heard of Brian Clough is no reason not to see it. A more commercially prominent role came from the form of Arrow in the Twilight Saga, New Moon. By this point, Sheen had shown his quality and capabilities as an actor. He was able to pick up smaller roles in the midst of choosing more artistic projects. He went on to reprise the role of Arrow in the final 2 Twilight films, and also played a part in Woody Allen's Midnight in Paris. Supporting roles in the critically successful Nocturnal Animals with Jake Gyllenhaal and Amy Adams, and the sci-fi thriller Passengers with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt.
How is it that I'm sitting here with you?
with 90 years to go.
Were other notable performances of the later 2010s. Sheen's upcoming films are The Price of Admission and the animated feature Heart of Darkness. The latter is based on Joseph Conrad's novel, which was the source material for Apocalypse Now. Starring in television. While Michael Sheen has become a recognizable actor over the years on the big screen, his work in television is just as impressive. His short stint on 30 Rock is a memorable addition to his acting CV.
Are you ready to settle and become Mrs. Snipes?
No, I'm never going to be Mrs. Snipes. Hang on, is your name Wesley Snipes? That is insane.
The third time he reprised his role as Tony Blair in the television movie The Special Relationship earned him an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Miniseries or Movie. His standout performance on television in Masters of Sex earned him a Golden Globe nomination for Best Performance by an Actor in a Television Series, Drama. Sheen has continued to grace the television screen over the years and recently starred in the adaptation of Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett's Good Omens. The ITV miniseries, Quiz, about a former British Army major caught cheating on the game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, is another brilliant addition to Sheen's filmography. His latest television outings are in the second season of Fox's Prodigal Son and in the lockdown comedy Staged, with fellow Good Omens star David Tennant. The latter follows the two actors whose West End play has been put on hold due to COVID-19 as they continue rehearsals online. Charity work and conclusion. While Michael Sheen is mostly known for his contribution to the arts, his contributions are not just in the form of performances. He is involved in many different charities and foundations. One of the charities he's involved with, Into Film, offers after-school film clubs to help improve literacy levels. He's also a patron of the British charities, Seen and Heard, NSPCC's Child's Voice Appeal, Healing the Wounds, and the WCADA. One of Sheen's charity involvements has roots in his childhood love of football. He has put his football boots back on and taken part in several charity matches over the years. This love of football fits nicely with a story he told SAG-AFTRA about being confused for Martin Sheen as a boy and an actor over the years. In an interview, Sheen described the first instance of mistaken identity when he scored for the Team Baglan Boys Club as a boy. He searched for his name in the local paper and found his goal had been attributed to a Martin Sheen. It wouldn't be the second time he was mistaken for the other acting legend. Sheen's play in West End, When She Danced, had the name Martin Sheen painted outside for the advertising. He finally met Martin Sheen at an event in Los Angeles years later. Michael was introduced as the Prime Minister for his role as Tony Blair to the President of the United States for Martin's role as Jet Bartlett in The West Wing. Martin joked that Michael was the reason he was getting so many positive reviews in the last few years. Michael Sheen need not worry about mistaken identity anymore. It still might happen, like when Quiz aired in the UK, but true film and television lovers know the difference. We at Hollywood Insider would like to thank Michael Sheen for his contribution to the acting world and his contributions to the humanities. He turns 52 on February the 5th. We wish him the best in the future and a very happy birthday.
And you were asked, who should be named Wesley Snipes? You'd pick the pale Englishman every time, Les.